Thanks, Tyler. We go now to News Watch 12's Brett Taylor, who was also at the Asante protest. Brett, at 4 and 5 tonight, you told us about the impact the COVID-19 pandemic made in Oregon in 2020. But what has been the biggest difference between the pandemic last year and this year so far?
Well, Brian, the biggest difference is in every major category statistically when it comes to the COVID-19 pandemic. That means cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. The COVID-19 pandemic in 2021 has been far worse, and we still have 4 more months to go. Now, if you take a look at your screen here in just a couple of seconds, you'll be able to see that Jackson County right now is standing at 192 deaths and more than 17,000 cases since the beginning of the pandemic. Now, if you take a look at this Jackson County Public Health's last report on December 31st in 2020, the county had only experienced 72 deaths and almost 6,000 cases. That means in the span of 8 months, we've already experienced 50 more deaths and reported more than 11,000 cases compared to 2020. Across the state, that number is closer to more than 200 deaths and almost 36,000 more cases. One of the major reasons for that large increase, the Delta variant.
I think we'd be having a really different conversation right now if the Delta variant hadn't come along. In the beginning, one person getting sick would on average pass the virus to maybe 1.5 to 2.5 other people. So let's say 2 other people. I get sick, 2 more people get sick. Those 2 then pass it on to 2 more, et cetera, et cetera. Now it's more like I get sick, I pass it on to 4 people.
Now, another big reason Dr. Shame says that the 2021 pandemic has been a lot worse.
What's really different is that
been against getting the vaccine and people that have been against wearing masks consistently when it was needed.
What's really different is that a number of people have hardened their position against vaccination and masking and have politicized this, have shifted this from a health issue to, something else.
Now, to put it in perspective just how bad this current surge has been in Jackson County, in just the last 2 days, we've experienced more than 850 cases and roughly 30 hospitalizations. Again, in just the last 2 days, county officials have also reported around 8 new deaths as well, again, just in the last 2 days. Reporting live in Medford, I'm Brett Taylor, News Watch 12.
Asante is working to acquire a recent emergency use therapy throughout more of its locations to help reduce hospitalizations. Health officials say that monoclonal therapy could help hundreds of people across Jackson County who are suffering mild to moderate symptoms of COVID from possibly having to be sent to an already overwhelmed hospital. Right now, the therapy is only being offered at Asante Ashland Community Hospital, but officials say they're working to offer it at more of their locations. Health officials want to remind everyone that might plan to use this therapy that it is not a replacement for getting vaccinated.
I do want to highlight that folks who receive this should get vaccinated down the line. Right now, the recommendation is to wait 90 days and then get vaccinated. So that's something to remember. I don't want anyone to go away with the impression that this provides lasting, lifelong protection.
Asante is currently working on administering the therapy at its Black Oak location.